So why didn't more Asian Americans vote for Kamala in November? Well, Asians in the US have nothing close to the unity that Black Americans and other members of the African diaspora have. Asian America is so divided that I don't even think there is a thing of Asian Americans. It's just a very convenient way to sort us based on which continent we came from. As Hassan Minhaj said, white racism is hating people who look different from you. Asian racism is hating people who look exactly like you. So let's look at Kamala Harris. She's half Jamaican and half Indian. First of all, a lot of Asian Americans are not kind to mixed people and will often hesitate to accept a mixed person who shares their ethnicity as part of their group. But I've noticed that in the Black community, y'all are just like, okay, you got a Black parent, you're Black. Yes, there is like mixed people dialogue, I see that, but it's nowhere close to the overall alienation that Asian Americans, for example, I'm Chinese and I see, there's a lot of unkind things that people say to half Chinese people, whether their other half is Black or white or anything else. Second of all, Kamala is not only Indian, she is specifically Tamil. She's from the very southern part of India. Among South Asians, according to many of my friends and Hassan, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, Bangladeshis, they want to differentiate themselves from Indian people and they do not claim Indian people. And among Indian people, a lot of them are not great towards South Indians. There's a lot of colorism because South Indian people tend to be a little bit darker. And then if you zoom out to Southeast and East Asians, we consider South Asians a completely different race. Like, I've heard my own family members say derogatory things about Koreans, who to most people in the US look exactly the fuck like us. So not only do most Asian Americans not consider Kamala part of us because she is mixed and because she is South Indian, a lot of us are trying to suck up to the people in power, specifically whiteness. I'm calling this out. It does not give other people an excuse to be racist toward us. Just letting you know that that's the ground rule. A lot of our parents and our grandparents, they left countries that they were actively rebelling against. Like you saw the protests in Hong Kong and South Korea very recently. There's a civil war that went on in Myanmar. Asians have plenty of revolutionary spirit. We have many times in our home countries told the man to suck it. But then we get here, there's this like worship of America because a lot of the immigrant generation doesn't know American history very well or was taught it, the propagandized version during their citizenship exam. So they don't know the history of how minorities, specifically Black and Indigenous people, were treated here. And they think that by supporting like a literal narcissist and being like the favorite child, supporting Trump means that he's not going to touch our community. Like my parents will even look at Cantonese speaking or like lower income Chinese people and be like, oh, if they get deported, it still won't affect us. We are the same ethnicity. They will look at that and be like, oh, but like we got fancy graduate degrees and we got fancy office jobs, so they won't deport us. It's like a competition of pick-me-ism all the way up until you get to the level of Usha Vance or Mitch McConnell's Taiwanese wife, Elaine Chao. A lot of Asian Americans, the ones who voted for Trump especially, but like also some people who voted for Kamala or didn't vote, they're like stacked in this endless not like other girls competition until something happens to them. And then suddenly they want to be Asian Americans, suddenly they want to be people of color. So yeah, most Asian Americans didn't see Kamala as one of us. And it's a huge problem. Hope that
break the law to stay here, you become illegal. Because America is a law and order. You have to follow the law.
Donald Trump is a convicted felon.
I believe that he's innocent. He's for American people. They don't want him to be a president, so they try to kill him. But luckily, God saved him and he saved America.
Do you think it's a good idea to negate all those student visas for international students?
I think most of the Chinese coming here, I'm not talking about all, but most spy. I'm guaranteed spy. They come over here and they steal the information and they come back home to do damage to America. So I agree that Yang all the
guys, she's not even supporting her own. Hey beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. All credit goes to the creators in these videos, guys. For some Asian Americans, right, Trump was not just a politician, right? Because I was trying to just dig into the reasons why some of them actually supported him. To them, it was a symbol of control. Now, many immigrants came from countries where, governments were weak or corrupt. I'm talking about these Asians now, where the rules did not fully protect the people, right? So coming with that mentality, okay, especially those who escaped communism, so they felt they wanted a leader who could stand firm, who could make quick decisions, a leader who showed strength and Trump's in quotes strongman style. Okay, even though sometimes it looked rough, might feel comforting to them. And for Chinese Americans in particular, I think for them it was about maybe freedom of speech, standing up for power. Okay, so they thought that, oh, okay, this is somebody who speaks his mind and somebody that is not controlled by the system. So I felt that they just went with that energy because they felt that, okay, we are tired of listening to politicians who always talk in cycles, because I'm trying to understand them, because see this woman now, she does not even side with her own. She's saying that the Chinese students that are coming, they are coming to spy. So you can imagine, what do you expect from that kind of person? Guys, let's watch these videos and see what these other creators have to say.
I am super, super angry with the Asian community right now, because on Instagram yesterday, there was a post from a group, the Asian American Pacific Islander group that I follow, and they're saying, we're so upset that Trump got reelected, now we all fear for our lives, blah blah blah, right? Just hear me out for a second though. But how in the world are 39% of you guys that, like, do you have amnesia? Do you not remember the pandemic? Do you not remember what he said? How he targeted us? How we had an influx of violence because of his rhetoric about Asian people? I mean, there were deaths of our elderly Asian people. Anyways, I'm so angry with the Asian community right now. But I want to first thank the black men and black women who went out and showed up. You guys showed up for all of us. You guys went out and showed up, and you guys went out and said, F this, we're not going back, and we are tired of this. So thank you so much. But for the Latinos right now, I don't understand you. I don't understand how you can watch this guy up there talking hella crap about Hispanics, saying when they come over, who they are that are coming over here are all murderers and rapists, and they're not giving us the good ones. They're from the insane asylums. I mean, and 50% of you guys, I don't get it. I mean, white, we already knew it was going to be the majority of it. I think it's closer to like 60% though. But if you just look above to the gender, 45% of women voted for Trump, Vance, Heritage Foundation, and Project 2025. They confirmed it yesterday that Project 2025 is the agenda. They're not just going to strip women's rights. They're going to strip more than that. Go read Project 2025. And women, I am seriously beside myself. But here's my question. For other 54%, who is in the other bracket? I honestly, I'm going to assume white, black, Latinos, Asians. I'm going to assume, because I think maybe Native Americans. Oh Lord. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys this, and I wanted to just, I wanted to thank our Black men and women for showing up, and I wanted to say F you to the 39% of the Asians who voted for
Chinese Americans support Trump. All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is the communist is. We know communist is what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
This is really interesting because I'm also Chinese American myself. So
you haven't lived in China, I guess.
I did. I grew up in China.
Oh,
I grew up in China till I was 17. I'm from Shanghai. But
Shanghai.
yeah, I don't want to talk about my opinions because I'm a journalist. So I just want to hear more about your opinions. As immigrants, a lot of people might say that Trump is anti-immigrants or
Trump is not anti-immigrant. It's just against illegal immigrant. It must be lawfully.
Freedom means you can speak, protest, organize, and criticize for what is right. That's what democracy is. Not blind loyalty, not silence. Loving your country doesn't mean accepting its flaws. That's why some older Vietnamese people usually support politicians who are racist, who are anti-immigrant, and does not care about our community. They support out of fear, not hope. They want safety and they think their obedience guarantees it. Their colonized mindset and Stockholm syndrome make them sympathize with the oppressors. But silence doesn't protect us. It protects the people in power. Let's not forget, a lot of the rights we have today came from protests. Some were peaceful, some were violent, but they were all necessary. Remember this, immigrant and people of color built this country, and we continue to make it better every single day. We can keep speaking up, organizing, and pushing it to be better for people like us and for the next generation. Here's what I have to say to the Vietnamese people that don't see eye to eye with me. We're not ungrateful, we're not disobedient, and we're not disrespectful. We just refuse to stay silent when things are wrong. The previous generation ran so we could speak, and we're not gonna waste that freedom.
Mày muốn bầu ai?
Ông Trump.
Mày muốn bầu ông Trump hả?
Con bầu bà kia hả?
Tại sao mẹ bầu ông Trump?
Thì mà thấy ai cũng thích ổng hết mà mày cũng thích ổng.
Ba. Cho mai ba sẽ bầu cho ai?
Bầu cho ông Trung.
Ba bầu cho ông Trump hả? Tại sao ba bầu cho ông Trump?
Thì nếu làm được gì thì bầu sao?
A lot of the older generation people like Donald Trump because the way he conveys his message, especially when it comes down to entrepreneurs. A lot of people who own nail salons, pho restaurants, or businesses, they see that, oh, him as a president, that's going to benefit me more because I'm thinking I'm going to get to pay less tax. But in reality, you kind of have to read the fine print, my friend. There's always a fine print in that. But I digress. Anyways, that's my little 2 cents why Viet people like Donald Trump. But I think it also kind of stems down to culturally and how a lot of Viet people are very anti-communism because due to the history. But then again, that's my little 2 cents of why Viet people like.
History. At the point in time, when are we going to allow, how do I even put this now? When are we going to stop allowing history determine our future? Because we cannot, because of the sentiments of what has happened in the past, write a terrible future for our children. Because many older Asians, either Chinese, Vietnamese or Filipinos, were worried about being left behind. Because the truth is that they did not fully understand or agree with things like maybe progressive social movements, and Trump's message sounded familiar to them. It sounded like traditional, simple, what they have been used to. And for many of the small shop owners and workers, it was just about survival, because rising rents, rising crimes, rising costs, all of these things made them anxious, and Trump promised to cut rules, cut taxes, and in quotes, make America strong again. So they felt that all these things sounded like, promises to protect their businesses and their families, because I really do not get it. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments, because the truth is that for Asians, for Trump, right, I feel it's not a story about maybe right or left, because these people seem as if they were searching for safety. They were searching for something that will make them feel safe and secure, and they felt that they saw that in Trump. I need to know your thoughts in the comments, because with this their desire for stability, would it keep them leaning right, or the younger generations, are they going to push them back to the left? Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section. Let me know. I really want to hear your thoughts. If you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.